Cool. So test J, section 2, question 7. Ethicist. The most advanced kind of moral motivation is based solely on abstract principles. That itself is a little abstract. Moral motivation, in other words, what motivates you to do something morally, it's based only on abstract principles, solely on abstract principles. So it can't be based on anything else. I don't know what your other options are, honestly. But this form of motivation is in contrast with calculated self-interest or the desire to adhere to social norms and conventions. Okay, I'm still a little bit unclear about this form of motivation, but the point is that it's based on principles and it's not, I don't know, in contrast with. So it's not calculated self-interest. And it's not a desire to conform. Sound good? I mean, that's all I know. I don't know a whole lot, but I know two things it's not and one characteristic of what it is. Okay, this doesn't seem like an argument. It just is two random facts. The question says, the actions of which one of the following individuals exhibit the most advanced kind of moral motivation? Okay, so I'm looking for something that fits with this description. So it is based on abstract principles and not self-interested or not someone trying to conform to convention, right? A, Bobby contributed money to a local charity during a charity drive at work because he worried that not doing so would make him look stingy. Okay, that sounds like someone who's trying to adhere to social norms and conventions, right? Maybe even calculated self-interest, doesn't want to look bad. So that's wrong because that's not this advanced kind of moral motivation. B, Wes contributed money to a local charity during a charity drive at work because he believed that doing so would improve his employer's opinion of him. Again, that seems like calculated self-interest. So not good. C, Donna's employers engaged in an illegal but profitable practice that caused serious damage to the environment. Donna's employers, very not good. Okay, Donna did not report this practice to the authorities out of fear that her employers would retaliate against her. Okay, sounds like calculated self-interest, right? She's not reporting because of some high abstract principle. She's doing it because she's afraid for her own good. So C is wrong. D, Jadine's employers engaged in illegal but profitable practice that caused serious damage to the environment. Okay, again, bad employer. Jadine reported this practice to the authorities out of a belief that protecting the environment is always more important than monetary profit. Okay, well that belief, okay, that was her belief that motivated her. That doesn't sound like calculated self-interest, unless saving the environment is in her self-interest. But it doesn't sound like self-interest. And it doesn't sound like a desire to adhere to social norms and conventions because she's doing something that's going to piss off her employer. I mean, unless she's an environmentalist and she's worried about what her environmentalist friends think of her, it sounds like it's more based on this belief rather than based on concerns of what other people think, even environmentalists. So that's probably the answer. Leah's employers engaged in an illegal but profitable practice that caused serious damage to the environment. She reported this practice to the authorities only because several colleagues had been pressuring her to do so. Okay, that's clearly adhering to norms and conventions. So D is the answer. Questions on this one?
I think I got this one wrong, but now that we're reading it out loud, I think that I got it wrong because of the form of motivation is in contrast with calculated self-interest. Because when I was reading it, I was reading it as it said, the form of motivation is due to calculated self-interest or desire to
Oh,
adhere
you skipped
to
right over the
society.
in contrast?
Yeah, I think I missed that whole in contrast part.
Yeah.
'Cause even when you was going through the answers, I was like, wait, why? And then I went back to reading. I was like, oh, in contrast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. That one word.
Yeah. That's pretty common on the test. There's a word or phrase that maybe we miss. We can often miss the word not too, right? And then something that we thought was positive becomes negative. One thing I do want to point out here is that your mistake is super common. When most people struggle between two answer choices, they want to debate the differences between those two answer choices, which is fine and probably helpful. But oftentimes, the problem originated long before. It originated in the passage itself. So don't forget to go back and make sure you understand that completely, because once you do, that may just completely solve the problem, and debating the answer choices won't help. I know that you did go back, and so that's perfect. That's a good example of what you want to do. Okay, cool. Any other questions on this one?